All right. Well, welcome back to the Bigfoot Society podcast. We have the privilege of talking to Mr. Craig Flipy today. I got
Hi.
that right, Craig? Craig,
Yeah.
awesome. Cool. You may have seen Craig on a film called Bigfoot Roadtrip. So that's where you may know him from. But from what I've heard, actually, there it is. It's hard to
Sealed.
find. It's hard. Ooh, sealed. Save that in the vault, dude. That's a college fund right there, man. For serious. Um, you come recommended from, I want to say, Cliff Barrickman. You are a friend of Cliff's, correct?
Yeah, I've heard of the guy.
Yeah, I've heard of the
I've
guy.
seen
Oh,
I've seen him around.
so I
Yeah.
hear you're into. Well, first off, is there anything else you would want listeners to know about yourself, Craig, to kind of set the stage of who you are?
The least they know about me, the better.
Hey, that's awesome.
No, I don't know. I would say like I'm a Bigfoot enthusiast,
Okay.
probably. Maybe
Okay.
a professional enthusiast.
Okay. Cool.
um, mostly tagged along with a lot of good uh expeditions and trips over the
Oh, really?
years
Okay.
um since definitely, well, I don't know where you want to start, but
Let's just
my
start.
background
Yeah.
is I used to like make a lot of underground punk
Ooh,
skateboard
really?
videos in the 90s. That's kind of
Nice.
where my
That's cool.
video stuff came from.
Okay. So was this like on the West Coast or?
East Coast,
Oh,
Connecticut.
really? Oh, okay. So I grew up in Western Mass. I knew a lot of people from like the Hartford area and also like Western Connecticut, like, you're like Norwalk, Torrington, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Deformed Conscience, bro. Torrington punks. Woo!
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Legendary.
Okay.
Legendary scene.
Nice. Nice. So how was it that a guy from the Connecticut area made it out to hanging out with Cliff and being involved with finding Bigfoot and stuff like that?
Well, God, yeah, that's the question I've been tackling these
All
days.
right. All right.
What's wrong with what happened? When I was a kid, this is probably the same story. You might have heard this before, but when I was a kid, I was into Bigfoot, like
Hmm.
10 years old.
Okay.
Um, I didn't have a lot of friends back then, and so I spent a lot of time in the library and
Nice.
found the fun section of the UFOs and the
Yep.
ghost Bigfoot.
Yep.
Um, but really started to gravitate towards the Bigfoot thing for some reason. And
Nice.
so it was always in the back of my head. I wanted to go look because and then I started to like uh, kind of get into skateboarding and
Okay.
had friends skateboarding. So Bigfoot thing got pushed away.
Oh.
I know my dad was on the West Coast, so that
Okay.
played a big thing into it because I was like, oh, he's out there. Like I could go out there and we can go to Ape Canyon.
Totally, dude.
I was
Oh
always
man.
staring at the picture of Ape Canyon where it's, I don't know, there's a picture that's in a lot of books, and I'm
Yep.
like, oh, there.
Oh man. So that was the goal. Do you remember looping back to those younger years? Do you remember any certain books that still stand out that kind of drew you in to Bigfoot or?
Yeah, I think it was the Marion T. Place book. I
Yes.
don't have it.
Yep.
Cliff had it, and I was looking through his awesome library. And that
Mm-hmm.
one, I was like, how do I know this? And I think it was one of the
Yeah.
books from my childhood because it was like every page I was like, oh yeah, this is that memory. It might have been that one, but the one that really did it for me was the Ivan Sanderson one,
Okay.
Legend Come to Life, Bottomless Snowman.
Nice.
That was when I rediscovered Bigfoot for myself in the early 2000s, I think.
Oh, okay.
And so
Wow.
then at that point, I moved to the West Coast already. I was touring with bands and filming and making videos here and there. But
Wow.
it was always like kind of like filming other people doing their
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I was
Okay.
like, is that my thing? Is my thing filming people doing their thing?
Oh man. Yeah.
Right. And you start to question. And then I remember on tour, we were going to the Pacific Northwest, and it just kind of like clicked. I was like looking at the
Yeah.
forest. We're driving to the forest late at night. And,
Oh man.
you know, we're like looking out the windows, and I'm like, what about Bigfoot? And then,
Where are
I look,
you?
yeah, I think they're out there. From my childhood memories, there should be roaming. And then went to the library and found the Ivan Sanderson's book.
Wow.
And in it, like he says something to the effect of like, you know, maybe the reason they haven't been discovered is no one's looked hard enough. And I was like,
Ooh, that is so good, man. That is so good.
it set the stage for the next journey, which was to move to the Pacific Northwest and look.
There's not a lot on the internet about you, but I was able to find a few snippets here and there. And a snippet that I found very interesting is, so you took a moped from California to the Olympic Peninsula in 2005. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a challenge.
Okay, I bet. Yeah. Some real Dumb and Dumber action there, dude.
Yeah, it made me question my beliefs and
Oh, really?
what I get myself into. Um,
Wow.
and then all that was resolved along the way, because
Interesting.
it was like when I would told my friends about it, they're like, nobody was uh, really over the moon about the Bigfoot thing. They're like, what? That
Okay.
one blurry, like, huh? But then I was like, whoa. Um, but I got real serious about it. So they're like, okay, well, he's serious. He's training. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so
Wow.
it was a lot of like I was searching for more something else. Um,
Hmm.
think looking back, but at the time it was
Interesting.
all Bigfoot. It's like, oh no, this is real. I read a lot of books on it by then, and I try to learn as much as I could about survival situations
Oh,
and
really? That's smart.
tracking. Yeah, I went to a wilderness school, Headwaters,
Okay.
for a couple weeks. I was like, yeah, 2 weeks and it would be good to go. Any terrain. Uh,
Wow.
turns out that's like another thing. And then I got into ninja stuff too. It's a lot. There's a lot
Nice. Wow. You
unpack it.
were really getting prepared.
Well, yeah, I was serious. I was like,
Yeah.
what's the best way to do it? And I thought, well, I don't want take a car because that's a whole mess of problems.
Okay.
A bicycle, it's too many calories each day.
Sure.
So I thought moped, you can stash it and
That's a
then
good
take
point.
off. So yeah, I did a lot of that. And just I didn't know much about Bigfooting, so it was just going to forests that I knew had sightings and just kind of
Okay.
derping around. Derp.
I love that. It's just derping around. That's awesome. So then after you take the trip up there, did you end up then staying in that area or head back down to California or
It was right before I left for the trip is when I met my now wife, then
cool? Okay.
kind of girlfriend Brianna,
Yep.
and so and she was all into it, the trip, and she was also touring. She was in a rap group, so
Nice.
so she toured up the West Coast, and then we met up, and I just hopped on with them and came home and left the moped up here, my
Okay.
friend Bob's place, because I knew I had a feeling like, oh, maybe we should look at moving up to Portland because it seemed
Oh,
like,
sweet. Yeah.
yeah, it seemed like a a cheap place to live, and there's lots of music stuff going on, lots of artists
What year was
happening.
that, man?
This was 2005, 4.
Okay, because right now, like it's super expensive, right? In
Yeah,
Portland. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Don't do it. Maybe,
No,
or
no.
do it. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Right.
Um.
No,
So yeah,
I mean, Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, so we moved up here.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. I'm curious. So you're in Portland, you're hanging out. How did you then get, because you actually worked on the show Finding Bigfoot, right?
Oh yeah, so in 2003 I went to the Willow Creek Symposium,
Oh yeah, sure.
kind of a big key to the whole Bigfoot thing
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
That's what inspired me to go look hard. Like,
Oh wow.
so I went to that not knowing anything really about the Bigfoot community, not knowing people were looking or anything like that. So when I got there, and I don't know if you know about it, but you know, John Green was there. It was the
Wow.
first time Bob Gimlin kind of came out of, like,
Oh,
not
kind of
hiding,
back
but
into the limelight.
yeah,
Yeah. Right.
he was so full or so fed up with
Yeah.
people about the subject. It was the first time he came back, and everyone was, you know,
Man.
welcoming to him. That
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
So yeah, it was a good time. I met Bobo there. I met Tommy Amaron, Scott McLean,
Oh,
my friend
cool.
Kai. Kai later introduced me to Cliff.
That's
So
the Bigfoot Bonanza guy, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah. Kai's
Dude.
Yeah, he was the first person I met that knew more about Bigfoot than I did, like book
Oh,
wise.
wow. Okay.
And then he's like, "You gotta meet Cliff." And then Cliff was driving up through here, Bigfooting, one year, and needed a place to call in to Coast. So
Oh,
he
no
didn't,
way.
yeah.
Yes.
So we didn't really know each other too well, but I just like, yeah, come on. So he came in here, called in the Coast, and we've been friends since.
Wow. Oh,
That was
that
probably
is
2010, maybe
that's an amazing
7 or 8.
story. Like how many crazy like little just going to that one event, meeting all those people, and then just like bam, changes your life for a bit, you know? Puts
Oh
you on a
yeah,
track. Yeah.
it did, it really did, and you know, I wouldn't say I lost friends, but like you lose touch with people after a while, and I'm pretty
Ooh.
bad at, or
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm good at that, but you know, but everyone's like, I don't know, I think of things differently. Like everyone's still like right there with me, but
Yeah.
I'm still. I mean, I didn't lose friends, but you know, the curse of Bigfooting, they say.
Ooh. Tell
Part
me
of
more
it.
about that. What's the curse of Bigfooting? I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, it's something I was exploring in the documentary I've been working on forever. um, Kind of after a while, you see like people that really want to solve the mystery, I guess,
Okay.
but go all in. and,
Almost too far in.
and yeah, and when you
Yeah.
go all in, there's not a whole lot of room for those around you to,
I get it.
you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, like people get divorced,
Sure.
and friends disappear, and you know, for the most part, there wasn't any relationship tension for me
Mm-hmm.
with Bigfooting. That came later with my own ego uh,
Oh wow. Okay.
projects. You
Sure.
know,
Sure.
that was the more of the tension. But um, so yeah, the Curse of Bigfoot,
Oof.
definitely, it's definitely real.
You know, you're not the first person that has alluded to that, and I think that's a cautionary tale. Uh, Myself included, people that are into subjects like this, there's something about our personality. We tend to be very uh, go into it and just forget everything else. And I think it's important to definitely find that balance in your life. And you know, even with this podcast, I've had to pull back a little bit and make sure, you know, I'm, you know, okay, is family and the fun side project balanced, you know? And yeah, that's a good cautionary tale for people to hear, I think, Craig.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's not just Bigfoot. It's a
Oh yeah,
all.
totally. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I imagine I never had a sighting myself, but if I did have like the sighting I
Oof.
envision I want to have,
Okay.
then I probably would turn into something else that
That,
would be
yeah.
like, no, they're real. They're real.
Walk me through what's the sighting that you would, yeah, that you would want to have.
Oh, well,
What is that?
nowadays it's complicated.
Okay.
Um, Back in the day, I was like, before I left on the first moped trip, I remember one where I was like, well, what if I come across a bear and a Bigfoot and they're fighting?
Oh snap. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So I should learn martial arts in case that scenario happens, and I can help the Bigfoot get away and become friends.
That's amazing.
That and that's kind of where Crappy Little Dreams came from, because I was like, at least realized I caught myself like, you're sitting here daydreaming about like you're almost 30, and you're like daydreaming about stumbling upon a bear fighting a Bigfoot. Okay. But nowadays, like especially with costumes being pretty good, you'd
Okay.
almost have to like tackle somebody and like try to pull the mask off.
Oh yeah, totally Scooby Doo them and like see if it's old man Weatherby under the Bigfoot costume or not. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that. I wouldn't ever try to
Right.
do that, but
Right.
I think a good enough sighting would be like, there probably would be a spiritual aspect to it, some
Okay.
sort of, because like when you meet somebody, you can like, we're seeing each other, but it's through a screen, so it's not the same. But
It's weird, right? Yeah.
right, if we
That's
were
deep.
here, we would probably have another sense of each other from a
Mm-hmm.
different perspective. So I'm thinking it'd have to be kind of close. Definitely not one of those silhouetted.
Okay. Yep.
Something in the ridge. I'm
There's
not sure
something
what
on the
that is.
hill.
There's something on the hill, but
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool.
I try to make it. I go all out though. I try. I think eventually I'd like to take people as more of like, not like a typical Bigfoot search, but more of
Okay.
like a sitting, quiet, kind of reflective
Hmm.
tour the forest to like power spots. I
Oh,
could see
interesting.
that, and
Yeah.
trying different techniques. I don't want to go out there with night vision and thermals and
Okay.
worry about batteries and all that
Yep.
stuff. Um, that's where I'm at these days.
I
I'm
like
like,
that.
proving it isn't. It's not something I care about too much. Um,
Hmm.
Having experience is probably more important.
It sounds
Meaning,
like you're kind of reconnecting too.
yeah, yeah. I got broken apart. Luckily before 2020, so
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
2020 was easier for me than probably other people
That's
that
good.
haven't.
That was a tough
Um,
year. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. My friend Mark Mercel really wants me. He said something to the effect of, "Ask him how Crappy Little Dreams is going." And like he's like, "I really like." Pretty sure he said, "I really like Crappy Little Dreams." Tell me about that.
The so uh, it was coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the moped trip,
Okay.
and it coming and by now we've lived here for almost 10 years in Portland. Me and Brianna, we're married, got married. um,
Hmm.
Bobo was our minister.
Oh no way! That's amazing. Wow, so
Cliff
cool.
played us down the aisle.
Oh, wow.
I just still have to. Yeah, Cliff had to learn a Beyonce song on jazz guitar, and
Oh,
I
that's
remember he was
great.
like, really, he was like, I hope you realize what I'm going through here. So it was kind of a Bigfoot wedding.
Love that.
So yeah, so 2015, I Brianna got pregnant. We were trying to have a kid, and it
Okay.
worked.
Nice.
um,
Nice.
so I quit finding Bigfoot. I had to
Okay.
step back from that because the traveling's 9 months out of the year.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know. I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I was like, oh, 10-year anniversary of the moped trip. Before I took that first trip, uh, I was kind of lost. I didn't know
Hmm.
what direction I should go in, and I'm like, oh, let's do a 10-year anniversary trip. So I mentioned it to a couple people, and they're like, oh, it's a good idea. You should run a crowdfunder and do a documentary. So I did, and thankfully there's a lot of good people out there, and they donated, and some of them I've let down, and I definitely owe apologies to. And it's I'm reluctant to talk about it because it turns also I tend to turn it into an excuse mode.
Okay.
Like why it's not done. It's been 5 years. What's up with your crappy little dreams, dude? But it got really personal.
Okay.
Basically, I made the project therapy.
Oh, wow.
So, it's like the Bigfoot thing kind of, I don't know. It turned me out on my head. I thought it was going to go one direction, and then I kind of, I lost kind of lost control for a bit. So, so I
Gotcha.
had to reel back and focus on, family and.
And that is there's no problem with that, man. I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yeah, and it's not so. It was more like, kind of like a self-induced creativity, torture, porn.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Like because I'm watching heavy stuff, and a lot of people gave really powerful interviews. Lauren Coleman, Tom Powell,
Oh,
Toby,
wow.
John. Um, on how this path has affected, them personally, and then there's a cycle kind of issues with father figures, and then chasing the hairy man. It's like
Wow.
that
Oh, man.
connections.
Yeah.
So exploring that, and then and then I have a kid, and
Hmm.
he's growing up, and I had some childhood trauma that was undealt with,
Gotcha.
kind of.
Gotcha.
So I've been kind of patching that up,
That's
and
good. That's good. Yeah.
things are good. But I've never stopped working on it, which is crazy. But um, there's a lot of footage. There's a lot of
It sounds like
footage.
if you're just saying, yeah, I got an interview with Tom Powell and with Lauren Coleman, like I'm sure the footage is probably that's legit. Yeah.
It's good, and and I take it really seriously because I'm trying to. Um, I'm a Virgo, so I've been learning about astrology and what
Okay.
Virgos do. I'm
Okay.
so Virgo.
It's a
Uh,
totally Virgo thing, dude.
so
I don't
I
know
need
much
to like
about yeah.
not. It's basically just nitpicking yourself and being a
Oh, okay.
perfectionist, and
Gotcha. Gotcha.
so my focus is now. But now it's weird because I take a break, I go back, look at my
Mm-hmm.
edits.
Sure.
Okay, a lot of it's done. I mean, I could have put something out a long time ago, I guess. But when I started kind of going down the kind of trauma healing path, I was like,
Mm,
maybe I should write it out, document myself
sure.
as I go along, and then at some point have something that could really help people, and not just be another Bigfoot. You know,
That's
what is it?
okay.
Is it an
Yeah, yeah,
ape?
yeah.
Is it a
It's
ghost?
over there.
Yeah, it's like we got our night vision. I don't know, but I mean that stuff's that's I like that stuff too though, and I could
Yeah.
probably watch it a lot. But
Well,
I'm
I
kind
would
of
say, yeah, take the time you need, and it sounds like people will be pumped, when it's released, but I wouldn't say rush it, you know?
well.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like all that I'm talking about was a little while ago. Now I'm in like let's get this
Oh, okay.
done.
Now you're like, it's go time. Yeah. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
now
Cool.
like the emotional baggage is cleared up.
Okay.
I can look at
Nice.
this stuff, and I'm like, what's map? It's all story work, really.
Okay.
Is
Cool. Cool.
where I'm
Cool.
at now, and rewriting, and you know, once the it starts going, I just want to put out content
I love it.
and collaborations. No more
Mm.
solo guy.
All right. Yeah, it's important to work with other people. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any top memories from the whole Bigfoot road trip adventure?
Yeah, that was awesome because, like I said, when I moved to Portland, it was just me going out and
Yeah.
not, I don't know what, hit a couple trees, I think, and
Okay.
I actually did get response in a
Oh,
Gifford
really?
Pinchot by
Really?
myself, I think in 2007.
Wow.
But I wasn't recording anything,
Sure.
but I got three knocks back,
Wow.
and I was like, ooh, that's very interesting.
Hmm.
And then so when Cliff moved up here, um, I already like put an ad out like, hey, I'm a video guy. Or, like I was trying to find a Bigfooter, someone that knew more about Bigfooting and
Okay.
was in the field to tag along and try to film. So and Cliff appears, and we hit it off pretty good and just started filming um, different adventures,
I love it.
and then finally had enough, like, oh, maybe put together a DVD, and then by then the show started, Finding
Okay.
Bigfoot.
Okay.
We actually had to write in a clause to be able to put the DVD out.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Totally. Wow.
um, so yeah, and then it was mostly just our road trips around Pacific Northwest from here.
Okay.
And, um, but yeah, I haven't actually watched it in a while.
And only available on like Amazon, right? Like it's not a streaming thing at all. Like you're going to have to get the actual DVD copy of this if you want to watch
Uh,
this.
yeah, I don't know. I don't keep up on that. Uh,
Gotcha.
it should be. I need to finish my project, and I got it because
That's true. One step at a time. Yeah.
I have a lot of stuff I gotta do for Cliff because I just found a hard drive of Bigfoot Road Trip 2.
For Road Trip
Um,
2?
yeah, we
Really?
filmed a lot for
Oh,
it.
wow, dude. Oh,
Ape
man. Yeah.
Canyon with Mark. There's a
No
section.
way.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
looking at it. Not a lot, but there's like two. The Clackamas River with Tom Powell.
oh, man. That is so
Um,
cool.
and then the Cliff went down to hang out with
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Jerry
Yeah.
Crew's sons,
Yeah.
and filmed. So yeah, I gotta get these converted. They're all
Totally,
MTS
man.
files. MTS
Totally.
files,
You
convert.
know how those are.
So my computer crashed 3 times trying to open them up. So
Oh, dear. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Okay. Oh, that's always the
and
thing.
that's and that Crappy Little Dreams project has been a nightmare too, but it works now. So
Awesome.
yeah, Bigfoot Road Trip. Cliff's idea was the puppets. I don't know.
Well, I would say definitely the audience would be super into Bigfoot Trip 2 in the future. So just, feel that encouragement. But um I always end out every interview with a series of questions. I like to get kind of the viewpoint of every person I interview. So um is there anything that I should ask you that I didn't know enough to ask about you?
Uh, I probably there's a, I mean, not even friends that have known me for a while. Um, uh, Once in a while, I'll send a video of what I'm up to, and they're like, "Damn, I didn't think you'd get any weirder, dude." But but you do.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm just into like I guess you'd say energy work or
Okay.
qigong,
Yeah, sure.
cold showers, deep breathing,
Cool.
um, stuff like that. That's what I've been rocking lately. It's
I
just
love that.
which I don't know. if you don't do it, if you just watch people do it, you're like, oh, what is that? But um, making it through a nice cold shower is an experience.
It's a thing I've got to try. I've never tried that, but it's like people that do that, they always seem like you got to do it. So maybe I'll give it a try tomorrow. We'll see. But
It's terrible, but
it's
worth
terrible.
it.
All right. Thank you for letting me know it's terrible. Or I would have been like, Craig.
No, you'll fight it all. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Surrender.
Surrender. That's right. What are you most excited about right now?
Wow. I think possibilities. There's
Yeah,
I mean, we're. It seems like things are. I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of a cycle.
sure.
And ends negative, and it's been happening kind of more and more. I've seen it like
Okay.
not just me, like feel it through like I think collective consciousness.
Oh, wow.
um, so I think like probably not this year, but 22, 23.
Okay.
I feel like we're seeing like a lot of different systems kind of starting to crumble. So I'm hopeful and excited for like a kind of like a more togetherness for people coming up. And I like to aim my sights that's what's happening in the
I love
background.
that. Yeah. Hope for the best and act like it is, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just be decent to each other, but
Oh,
that's
man.
hard to
Yeah.
do because people aren't decent to themselves. So
Oh, that is
oh,
so true. That is so true. Yeah. A lot of it is people are just not happy with themselves, and that's why they're terrible to other people. Like, man, that's
yeah,
a good
collection.
thought. Yep. I love it. What are the top books someone getting into Bigfoot should have on their bookshelf? What do you recommend?
Can I cheat for a second?
I would love go for it, man. Yeah, totally. All right, Craig's going over to his bookshelf. He's going to take a quick peek, see what he's got. Perusing the stacks. I can see a pretty cool Bigfoot track back there. All right, here he comes. What you got? Awesome.
I like this one.
Oh, Kathy Strain. She's fun to
Yeah,
talk to. Yep.
yeah. I mean, just to get some kind of history to what's going on. Like there's some clues in here. I feel.
Giants, cannibals, and monsters for the audio audience. Sorry, my bad.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, it's audio too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
The locals, Tom Powell,
Yeah. Yep.
introduction to the out there kind of stuff, and
Totally.
I like Robert Morgan's book,
Oh, Robert W. Morgan. Yeah, from In Search of Bigfoot. So good.
Bigfoot Observer's Field Manual.
Yep.
Some good ideas.
So good.
Um, Sasquatch apparitions. I don't know.
Who's the author on that?
Barbara Wasson.
I might get flack for this, but I've never heard of that one. That looks really cool. Okay.
Yeah. But this was the one that kind of really did it for me.
Yeah.
Raincoat
Raincoast
Sasquatch.
Very
Robert.
cool.
This one I loved. I really wanted to get to the Vancouver Island on the moped.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Didn't. Yeah. One day. Oh, this one. This is a really good one. The Christopher Murphy.
Know the Sasquatch, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for like, Bigfoot history.
That's rocking.
I couldn't see it.
You're good.
Coleman book is the one that inspired me to go look.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, that's half of that list no one's ever recommended before. That's a solid list, man. Thank you.
Cool.
The last portion of the interview, the very end, is I throw in kind of the semi crazy questions. So not really great, but what do you think Bigfoot is? What is Bigfoot?
Uh, I mean, it's. I feel like it's at least it's an imprint in collective consciousness, maybe,
Wow.
of something that's really living now, or
Okay.
has in the past, maybe. I also had an idea that um, cataclysms, I think, screwed up a lot of things. I mean, it's proven. Like there's
Okay.
some severe cataclysms. So humans may have been more advanced before that happened,
Okay.
and when those cataclysms happened, I'm thinking survival instincts kicked in. People that
Interesting.
weren't prepared to enter caves to get out of the elements, and when you go in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
caves, back then there was cave bears,
Oh,
and
sure.
the cave. This is maybe where the horror aspect comes into play, because if
Yeah.
you've seen a picture of a cave bear, it's like a 10
It's
foot tall monster,
crazy.
right, with
Mm-hmm.
fangs,
Yep.
and a lot of there's different native cultures I know that they won't hunt bear because it's so close to human. It's like a brother, and the
Hmm.
skin bear often kind of looks human.
Sure.
When they find a bear paw, sometimes I don't know about bear paws, but so I don't know. That was always kind of in the back of my head, like maybe our DNA stored some nightmare
Dude,
type
that's
scenarios
wild. Yeah.
encountered back
That's
then,
cool. I
and
mean,
some
why
of the
not?
yeah, yeah. It made sense to me, but I don't know how you further that research.
It's a pretty cool answer. Uh, would you say is Mothman good or something else? What do you think?
Oh, Mothman.
Yeah,
I
dude.
spent a lot of time thinking about Mothman.
All right.
But yeah, that there's a lot. Is it similar? Like people still see Mothman, or is there just one? Is there more than one?
People are more citing a form of Mothman in the Chicago Great Lakes area. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, which is kind of weird
Yeah,
by itself. But
yeah. I mean, it depends on what time he's showing up. Maybe or
that's
she or
yeah,
they.
okay. Oh,
It could be a
true.
they.
That's true.
Moth person.
Yep. Moth person. That's a
um,
good point. All
yeah, I
right.
don't know. I'd say I'm always hoping for the best. I'm gonna believe in people until they. So
I like
Mothman,
it.
good. It's for all good.
Awesome. Are we concerned enough about Dogman? What do you think?
So, that's like nightmares.
I know, right?
Yeah, I really hope Dogman's not something that's been kind of swept under the rug by people that know it's
Yeah.
real, because
Yep.
and then like because I don't think much about Dogman, and if I see one, I don't know if I can come back from that.
That'd be tough,
Sounds
man.
like
Yeah.
ferociously scary situation.
Extremely
Yeah,
aggressive.
don't underestimate Dogman.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. What are the chances do you think we've got living dinosaurs in the world right now?
Hmm. Uh, um, Congo and huh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, because like there's still sightings, or there's still like
Mm-hmm.
m-
Yep.
mumblings of these things, and they're in pretty interesting locations that
Yeah.
could pull it off. So yeah, I mean, they're still humans, but I mean now that they've found, what is it, 1 million years old, the oldest human skeleton? Is that legit?
Hmm.
Dinosaurs were million. I feel like I'm on Jeopardy or something. Thinking out loud too much. I'm
I
really.
agree. I agree with you where it's like it feels like it's a thing where it could be like in Papua New Guinea or Congo, where it's like
Yeah,
really like end of the world stuff. maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
I mean,
knows?
I'll definitely throw a maybe on there.
All right,
I've
all
never
right,
been over there, so
all right.
I
We'll
wouldn't
hold you
rule it
to a
out, but
maybe.
I'm not
Cool.
holding my breath for it.
um, the last question. So, what is your top evidence for Bigfoot?
Oh, personally, like,
Well, it depends how you interpret the question, really.
right, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I like those options.
yeah.
God, I'd say eyewitness.
Yep.
No sightings for me personally, and that's always been an issue with me. That's always, in the back of your head, and
Sure.
played both sides too. Um, but so many people are seeing the same kind of thing all over the world. Wherever
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
mountain ranges and certain amount of rainfall, you're going to have a history of sightings. And if it's in the southern America, it's going to be consistent. They'll be smaller. If it's
Mm,
colder climates, they'll be bigger. So but it's notoriously unreliable is eyewitness testimony, and um, that's something I saw too. Working on finding Bigfoot is people telling stories over and over. But eventually, you start to see, I don't know, or you overhear them talking to someone else. You're like,
sure.
so, but I'm gonna go with it. Yes,
All right.
eyewitness, eyewitnesses over the years and through the woods.
There you go. Awesome, man. The hard hitting questions, and Craig made them through them all. I love it. Thank you, Craig, and thank you for coming on the podcast. Um, Before we end out, are there what are ways that people can keep up with what you're doing? Do you, different presences on social media, stuff like that? Anything you want to share? Or?
Oh,
No? Okay, cool. That's
uh,
fun. Yeah.
I'm good. I mean,
All
you
right. All
guys
right.
just be. Yeah, I'm taking a break from
Yeah.
social media, so
Okay. Cool. That's
I'm
great.
a voyeur though. I do peep around, um,
All right.
but I'm basically not ready to do anything except finish the documentary, and then I'll probably be annoying. Hi, look at me, look at
Which is,
me.
hey, that's all right. So keep your eyes open for Craig Flippy more in the future. If you want to see his documentary that we were kind of talking about, you can always search for Bigfoot Roadtrip on the internet. I think you can get a copy of it on Amazon if you want to check it out on DVD. But thank you so much, Craig, for coming on and chatting about Bigfoot and all that good stuff, man. Um, Craig is going to stay on for a few extra minutes, and I'm going to talk about a few more things for the Patreon side of the podcast, patreon.com/Bigfoot Society. If you want to support the podcast for $5 a month, you can hear all the extra stuff on that website, which is pretty cool. But thanks again for coming on, Craig, and thanks, listeners, for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.